Hey, I'm here to give you feedback on your run. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to DM me directly or ping me in your RIP thread. Okay, I can't remember the last time I gave you feedback, but I feel like I remember commenting on the weird scanning. Obviously, if it works, it works, but I feel like you do miss out on some BTs like that. Hold on. What's wrong? Oh, not that one. There's another one top right, I think. What's wrong with this one? Did you just miss it? Triggered the reset button too quick? Cool, I like pretty much all of the locks. It just seems like you have a habit of missing some, but that could just be because you're hitting the reset button too quickly. Look for bumps like these in the terrain before rescanning. This is just like a pattern recognition thing. I think it's good that you didn't pick up the diamond just because you don't really need it, but I do recommend picking up the chest plate so that way you can get a little bit of armor pre-bastion. Good looking around, good resetting, everything like that. Or reset pi. Good crafting for the most part. Or clean I can't speak. Clean crafting for the most part. It was good all, but could be cleaner. Okay, if you're boat clutching, I don't know what you're doing, but damage like that shouldn't really ever happen. Let's just rewind it a bit. So boat clutching advice here, right? We'll just go here. Your angle is far too shallow. Well. Okay, now it's too steep. You want to be at around 75 to 77 for what I remember. You're on your F3 menu. That, and if you hold spacebar, it's also more consistent. Obviously, CPS plays a part in it as well, but you could do it with regular CPS or in jitter or whatever. But definitely practice that so you're not starting down the seed with a hunger bar down. Because that can compound pretty quickly into food loss and then time loss later into the run. Do a 1x1 portal. Clean portal build. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I just don't know if the FOV change isn't any longer necessary with just how consistent thin E-ray is. So, and just how it attributes to 0 time loss as well. Crank this. I also like the enter angle that you're taking here. I'd eat pre-Bastion here just because you're 3 down and missing a bit of health. Oh, sick. We're on the same page. Learn your like housing centerpieces. Um, like I could tell pretty much from the rip, like one where you're at, so like it's not here, but also like the way that the nether wart is positioned, and also like the centerpiece for like this side chest is like V-shaped pretty much. Like it's just not over there. Like you could have taken a much more linear path, and even if you didn't know, like F5 so that way you can get like see the chest instead of like wasting a bit of movement there. It's micro shit, but it's also just like clean gameplay shit, you know. Also, for pig pathing, just go here. Like, place 2 blocks, place another, and then go up, or place 2 blocks and then just hop up through there. A couple of your pigs probably is going to get stuck that way. There, if you don't do that. Okay, if you're entering in this hole, you shouldn't be going to the gold right here, so that way you don't pick up the... Like, you shouldn't be going to the gold blocks this way, so that way you don't pick up the gold like you did in this run. It can disrupt piglin trades, and it's just, like, time loss that's not necessary. Are we just leaving? Okay. No, just a break sequence. Like, mishap. Even then, I feel like that shouldn't really happen. Especially with a runner that's been playing for as long as you have. But you know, I guess it still happens. Are you not picking up string or gold from that? You're at what, 53? I think if you pick up that, the string that you left there, you have more beds as well. But you also have 4 bed 2 anchor. So, it's still fine. Still enough to 0. Okay, so 2 things here. Like, this pearl that you throw is blind. So you don't really have a sense of the terrain under, or like near it. Like on the other side of it. So you don't even know if under lava pearls are good. But the other thing is like, you could just be throwing into like a little lava pool that you wouldn't necessarily like do. So I think a better, and the other thing is that this hill just isn't that big. So, like, I would just get up here, like, run up here real quick, throw a pearl, because then that's, like, a way more optimal pearl, or it could be a way more optimal pearl than what you end up throwing. And even if you get into this situation, instead of building up, I'd still throw under lava pearls, just because if I'm in the middle of a lava lake, like, I'd rather be snappier with decision making. And eventually it'll, like kind of thin itself out. Like the lava will become shallower, and then you can pretty much just what's it called? Like F5, and then look to where the good terrain is. Or if you see Strider feet at the bottom, you can also throw pearls at Strider's feet. But building up like this just is like a bit slower. But this is also what I was talking about. Like if you just go up there, I think you throw a pearl here, and then you're just not taking as much damage, as well as like you're just here faster. That's kind of... Okay, now this is like pearl decision making that I don't understand. Like you have terrain over here that you're just not taking to opt for pearls, like under lava pearls. Like under lava pearls are fine unless you have like actually good terrain. Then you just take the actually good terrain. Because again, all of this, like, swimming up, like, you could... Okay, the island that you had over here, you could just be pearling here instead of swimming up. Or pearling where you pearl. Again, with the double critting, they're just time loss. Like, this entire time that you have, like, your axe raising while you're jumping, just is time loss. It's micro, and if it doesn't matter to you, that's fine. But it is just objectively still time loss. Like per blaze as well. Not just once. Keep an awareness for like these open parts here. Like these rooms here, if they're open, like just keep a field, like keep your field of view open, because I can't really tell because YouTube compression. But this may just be the open part of the fort that you could just like chuck a pearl at and then be totally fine with, you know? And it is. Is that not a spawner up to your right? I literally can't tell. Well, hold on, I could tell. No, that's not. Never mind. There's also a crit that you can do when hopping up blocks. Like this blaze right here, you could just hop up to the next step, see if you can get the frames where you get the crit. And if you don't, then you just crit it once you're up there. Okay, your priority right now should not be doing this, unless you're on like 4 rods. Like, your priority should be blazes and getting rods. And putting out fire next to the spawner. No Bodai. I know your feelings on Bodai at this point. Oh, it's close as well. That's cool. I don't know preemptive spikes for you, so I'm just not going to comment here. No, that and it's not starter. An easy check that you can do for starter, whether or not it's starter, is, yeah, and I would have thought the exact same thing, is if this door is at 4 or not, because the door either on the X or the Z coordinate will always be at 4. But obviously now we have to backwards nav it. Oh, that's just goofy. You're also highlighting blocks like a motherfucker. Could be bad for preemptive, but also it's just, it has to be that way. Like, you know where it's at. Great crafting table placement. Putting it there, I don't know if, well, I mean, it would work, but it's weird. If that's common for you, practice your pearl clips. If not, unlucky. I like to pre-place an anchor here, but you don't have to. I just find it makes my dragon fights more consistent. Both for like explosive count and also what's it called? Like, you can clutch a weird perch or like weird situations a lot easier if you have a pre-placed anchor as well. You could also be standing slightly further back, so that way you can like see the other side of the like just barely see the other side of the island. Jammy Reef is 100% right. And then it just like never perches. But you throw it there anyway because, I mean, it's 11 minutes at this point. So, if we see a 1 cycle, that'd be cool. If not, whatever. But yeah, biggest things are, I mean, just your pearls in general, I think. Just like the way that you nav your terrain with pearls just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. And other than that, it's just pretty much all of the micro shit that I've mentioned, except like standing further back. Like, you should barely be able to see those crystals, let alone the dragon. So, I think that's my feedback.